I'm not your therapist. Oh, jeez. So, I'm savoring these days before I have to go to work. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to hang out with everybody I can. All my family, obviously, and then all my friends around town. I'm trying to get one hang in with them before I embark on this next chapter. I hate when people say that. The next chapter of my journey. Journey. Magellan was on a journey. Johnny Appleseed walking across the country when it wasn't all air quotes civilized. All right? Or whenever the he did it. All right? Those people were on a journey. Jack Kerouac was on a journey in a car. I think it was the last guy that actually had a journey. You know what I mean? If you're going to work every day and you're coming back, and now my kids are teenagers, that's not a journey. It's an experience. There's a fucking difference. All right? If I go to the Dominican Republic and I land and I get a car service and immediately go to some fucking resort, I didn't go to there's not a journey. All right? If I learned how to sail and I got a fucking boat and I went down the fucking western coast of this country, Central America, somehow had the fucking coin to go through the Panama Canal and fucking went back up, that was in the Dominican Republic. That's a fucking journey. All right? If you're some fat fucking cow, you know, who's been fed poison by your own fucking countrymen, right? That you're now so fucking big, even if you wanted to get a boat license, you know, even if you fucking had the wherewithal to push yourself away from that hot fudge sundae you're eating every goddamn night. I need it to go to sleep, right? Even if you fucking had the wherewithal to do it, you don't have the money to buy a boat big enough that you can get on that's not going to fucking capsize. All right? Your boating dreams are out the fucking window. Which, by the way, I was joking with Nia last night, like how many of today's rappers, everybody in hip-hop seems to be rapping about liabilities. Cars, bitches, boats, all that stuff, you know? This might be the old man in me, but I just listen to that stuff and I just think, you're not getting your money back on any of that. All that's going on. It's right in the toilet. So it's all a depreciating fucking asset. My favorite thing, back when rappers and musicians could make money off of album sales. Remember the fucking money people would, the fucking shit that rock stars and rappers would buy? It was so fun to watch when they used to do the MTV Cribs, just looking at all the dumb shit that they would buy. They'd commission an oil painting of themselves and hang it over a fireplace that was big enough to be considered a 2-car garage. Remember that shit? The fucking rock stars would get a pool in the shape of their signature guitar. Rock stars were fucking amazing. Jumping off their roof into the pool, fucking hammered out of their minds. Just have some giant fucking swing hanging from like your double fucking ceiling or whatever that went all the way up. Pillars and shit in front of your house. Everybody's house looked like the fucking, like you were working for the government, right? And then my favorite thing, rappers, they would instead of a Jesus piece that went beyond that, they would spend all this money on diamonds to have their own face made. It's like, dude, you better keep writing hits if you think if that's ever going to be fucking worth something. Like, how much would you pay for a Sonny and Cher diamond fucking piece? You know? Or a Mac Davis, rest his soul. Baby, baby, don't you get hooked on me. You ever hear that song? Baby, baby, don't you get hooked on me. 'Cause I'm just gonna love you, babe, and set you free. You just sing it. I'm gonna fuck you and leave. And you know what? Women loved it. They loved this song. You know why? Because back then they were raised right. This isn't even a podcast. This is just me filling up 30 minutes. I'm like that guy who shouldn't have been fighting for the title, you know? And the fucking champ needs a tune-up fight, so he's just carrying me for 7 rounds, and I'm just fucking taking 2 to the head and then just grabbing onto him. And you're sitting there going, what the fuck? I paid for this? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Pay-per-view. Pay-per-view. That was the funniest thing about that last Tyson exhibition. Everyone was all fucking upset by it. It's just like, dude, you didn't pay anything. You already had Netflix. You already had it. You didn't shut it off. It's Netflix. There's 30,000 other fucking things. Oh my God. If you watch that shit on Netflix, like what did that do to your queue or whatever they call it? Did you just watch a bunch of fixed fights after that? Did that all come up? Like they just show you like a bunch of, not like fixed fights, but just like bad decisions where the crowd boos and all of that shit. And then the trainers fight each other. That's what I do love about boxing and the UFC and everything is everybody knows how to fight. Like the trainers, they all know how to fight. So at the end, it's not like an NBA fight. NBA fights are the worst because those guys are all like 9 feet tall. Who the fuck ever took a swing at them? They were all like 6 feet tall by the time they were in 5th grade. Nobody ever fucked with you. So when then they throw punches, man, it's like they can't fucking hit each other. Shit is hilarious. There's a few that could fight, but generally speaking, nobody throws like a fucking jab followed by like an overhand right. They start with the overhand right. I always say like the average NBA guy, the way they throw a punch, it's like they're trying to throw somebody out from like the warning track. And then they just, you ever see like the people in the bars when they do that stupid ego thing, trying to punch a stationary speed bag basically, right? And you just punch it and then it measures how much of a man you are. The amount of fucking people that swing and miss and then fall on their ass, that's what an NBA fight looks like. All right? But then you watch anytime there's a bad decision, and this is the brilliance of the octagon in the UFC, is it's very hard for the fight camp of the other side, the losing fighter, to get in there and fucking, do they walk in with them? I always feel like they interview the guy who loses quick, and then Joe talks to the winner. Whether they're standing or not. I never understood why Joe got shit for sitting down next to Conor McGregor. He's like, he was on the ground. Was he going to stand over him? Fucking hanging the mic down like his dick? He had to get down there. He did what he had to do. He did what he had to do. Unlike those cunts on Fox News and CNN, you don't see them crouching down to fucking talk to them about why they shouldn't have refinanced their house. Anyway. I don't know. What else do I got? I don't have any ad reads. You know, you do a podcast like this. You know, the ad reads are few and far fucking between. So I did real good in the holidays. I stayed away from the sweets. I don't even like it anymore. It's great. Once you get off sugar for like anywhere from 4 to 10 days, it doesn't even taste right anymore. And then other shit that used to seem bland is amazing. Like, I remember the first time I had a raw avocado, I was like, am I eating like wallpaper? Like, what is this? This is disgusting. Now I love it. You know, I used to have all this salt in it, fucking lime, the whole guac thing. I had to have that or whatever I was doing. I had to kind of zhuzh it up, right? Now I can just eat it. I eat it fucking straight. It's delicious. But you can't eat an avocado because there's always some fucking cunt there going, it's a lot of fat. And then somebody else goes, it's actually a good kind of fat, kind of like salmon. Oh, salmon? You mean the ones that they fucking grow and then fucking hollowed out fucking suitcases, whatever the hell they're doing? They got cloudy fucking eyes. That's why they chop the heads off over here. They don't want you to see the health of the fucking fish before you ate it. Oh, Jesus, Bill. Jesus. You got a minute and a half to go and you're coming like this? I gotta come home for this. What movie? Goodfellas. Ray Liotta, rest his soul. Talking to Karen. The original Karen. I like to say. She was a Karen. She knew what she was. We fucking pistol whipped the guy across the street. You didn't think he was going to have hose? You didn't think he was going to be out banging Janet Rossi? What did you think you were fucking signing up for? You thought you were going to be different? You saw all them mob girls. They all looked, they were wearing secondhand stuff. They all looked like they'd been shook. Anyway. All right, that's the podcast, people. I tried to bring the holiday vibe. I started off with the holiday vibe. And, it went south. It went south quick. It went mid-January really quickly. Shout out to everybody in the Midwest The real Midwest, not Chicago. There's plenty to do there. I mean, when you get out in the weeds, you get out there in Nebraska and Kansas and Iowa, the Dakotas, Wyoming, which I know is the mountain, but whatever. Mountain time. You owe it to yourself to fucking go out there at some point and see what those people have to live in during the winter time, when the crops are all cut down and that barren earth meets that gray sky. You feel like you're walking on the surface of the fucking moon. I've said this a million times. I never understood how a band like Slipknot came from Iowa. I didn't understand where the anger came from. I didn't understand it. I liked it, but I didn't, like, those guys are from Iowa? And then I did some college gigs in Iowa in like February, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. I get it. As per usual, I had an idea of a place, and then I went there, and I was like, turns out my idea was 100% wrong. All right, that is the podcast, everybody. I hope you had a nice Christmas. Hanukkah, I think, starts tonight or whatever. Happy Hanukkah to you. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy if you don't celebrate anything. I hope you had a good one. Hope you got some time off. And once again, shout out to those Amazon drivers. We should not be under the thumb of people with fucking dyed hair plugs and feet pajamas. I don't think that's too much to ask. I don't mind if you run shit, but, break a little something off for the people working for you. This is how business is done. Is it? Is that how business is done? Does that make you sleep warm at night, knowing that your workers go home crying, trying to figure out how they're going to pay their bills? Exhausted, missing their kids growing up just so you can have a bigger infinity pool? You fucking cunt. You don't have to take the infinity pool literally. It doesn't have to keep going, Why don't you have half the size of a fucking pool and pay somebody to drive your shit that nobody needs across the goddamn country? All right, that's the podcast, everybody. Enjoy the music picked out by the amazing, incredibly talented Andrew Themlis, who, by the way, shot a stand-up special that made it to the Cannes Film Festival in France. Enjoy his music. And then after that, we have a bonus episode of the Thursday afternoon, just before Friday, Monday morning podcast. Have a great weekend, you cunts. Enjoy the football, and I'll talk to you on Monday.